Coming up on 5 Minute News. Rupert Murdoch admits Fox hosts endorsed stolen election lies. Ron DeSantis takes control of Disney District to punish company. And California set to see more snow as the climate crisis rages. It's Tuesday, February 28. I'm Anthony Davis. Rupert Murdoch, the billionaire owner of Fox, acknowledged under oath that several Fox News hosts endorsed Donald Trump's lie that the 2020 election was stolen from him. The mogul made the admission during a deposition in the $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit brought against the network by the voting machine company Dominion Voting Systems, which has accused Fox and its parent company of maligning its reputation. In his deposition, Murdoch said the hosts endorsed the false narrative promoted by Trump. "I would have liked us to be stronger in denouncing it in hindsight," Murdoch said in the deposition. In previous court filings, attorneys for Dominion have argued that privately Fox hosts ridiculed Trump's false claims of a stolen election while promoting those lies on television. While Sean Hannity pushed that narrative on his primetime show, he allegedly wrote that Trump was acting like an insane person in a text message. Even Murdoch himself dismissed Trump's claims, describing the disgraced former president's obsession with proving the election was stolen as terrible stuff, damaging everybody. Murdoch acknowledged in his deposition that he could have ordered the network not to platform disgraced Trump lawyers such as Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani on its programs. "I could have, but I didn't," he said. The network continued to give coverage to proponents of the election fraud narrative, as it feared upsetting its viewers. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis yesterday signed a bill that gives him control of Walt Disney World's self-governing district, punishing the company over its opposition to the so-called Don't Say Gay law. The takeover of the Disney District began last year, when the entertainment giant, facing intense pressure, publicly opposed Don't Say Gay, which bars instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through third grade, and lessons deemed not age-appropriate by Christian nationalists and people who oppose gender and race equality. DeSantis and other Republican critics of Disney slammed the company for coming out against the education law, falsely claiming it was a purveyor of woke ideology that inject inappropriate subjects into children's entertainment. This month, the governor called on lawmakers to return to the Capitol for another special session to finalize state control of the district, as well as approve legislation around some of his other key legislative priorities on immigration and his false claims of voter fraud. In taking on Disney, DeSantis furthered his reputation as a political extremist, willing to battle perceived political enemies and wield the power of state government to accomplish political goals, a strategy that is expected to continue ahead of his potential White House run. The feud also reinforced the governor's brash, fascistic leadership, penalizing a massive employer, tourism driver, and political donor in the state over the company's stance on a piece of his own legislative policy. Parts of the southern plains counted the injured and surveyed the damage yesterday after tornadoes and other powerful winds swept through, killing at least one person in Oklahoma, while some Michigan residents faced a fifth consecutive day without power following last week's ice storm. In California, the National Weather Service said winter storms will continue moving into the state through Wednesday, after residents got a brief break from severe weather on Sunday. There were reports of 9 tornadoes in Kansas, Oklahoma, and northwestern Texas, weather officials said. One tornado near Kansas damaged more than a dozen homes and caused minor injuries to one person. Blizzard warnings went into effect on Monday in the Sierra Nevada range as more rounds of rain and snow moved into California and Nevada. A blizzard warning was in effect for most of the Sierra Nevada into Wednesday, and an avalanche warning was issued for the backcountry around Lake Tahoe, where up to 6 feet of snow was expected over the next 2 days in the upper elevations, and gale-force winds could create waves of up to 5 feet high on the lake, the National Weather Service in Reno said. The new series of storms arrived even as parts of California were still digging out from last week's powerful storm, which added to a massive snowpack left by a siege of atmospheric rivers in December and January. So while some parts of Southern California saw rare blizzard conditions last week and snow fell at unusually low elevations in places like the Bay Area, those events in no way disprove climate change, which is measured over a longer time horizon than a single week, month, or season. Nor do the brutal cold snaps show that climate change is simultaneously causing the world to undergo cooling. Rising temperatures have increased the amount of moisture that can be held by the Earth's atmosphere, resulting in the kinds of extremes being felt in California. That dramatically increases the chance for extreme precipitation events, but it also means that due to increased evaporation rates, the risk of droughts also rises. You can subscribe to 5-Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5-Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5-Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.